This is a video response that adds to the video The Universal Problems in Every Superhero by Film Junkie. Responses to "Why doesn't this character do that?" have floated in my head before, and this is a good opportunity to look at them. The video is about superhero fights, but I'll try to twist them to an anime lens for my audience. The first argument is simple choreography. The idea is that superheroes should be doing flashy acrobatic martial arts instead of simple attacks. My counter is completely different from the videos. If the core concern of this argument is realism, then it completely falls apart. Flashy moves are not realistically efficient. If you watch boxing or MMA clips, you don't see people fighting like in kung fu films. That extra stuff is just wasted movement. A great piece of supporting evidence is the story of how Mike Tyson, an elite boxer, struggled to sell his attacks in Ip Man 3. Editing had to be used to sell them because he's effective, not flashy. I love flashy choreography and prefer it. However, arguing that it should logically be used is unreasonable. Then the video talks about superpowered choreography, which is something that battle manga fans see every day. I agree that flashy magical combat surpasses flashy physical combat. The next argument is the spectator effect, basically asking, why didn't this character use this strategy I thought of? My argument is once again different from the video. It's simple. The story comes first. The writer wants the plot to go in a specific direction, so they make the characters take actions that bring them to that direction. Ideally, these actions are in line with their character development. The fight is in service of the plot, not the other way around. So if a character has to forget a move or make a mistake to reach a certain checkpoint, they're going to. For me, this is fine as long as the competency levels are mostly consistent. Each character has a certain level of competency when solving problems or fighting opponents. If they put up a performance that's within the range of their usual competency, I usually have no issue. Let's take two Naruto fights for example. The first is Naruto vs Sasuke at the end of part 1. Naruto did not use his summoning, which could have completely changed the results, but he fought very well. His level of competency was what I expected from him. There were several times where he got the upper hand on Sasuke, and the overall fight was even. The second is Sasuke vs Killer Bee. Sasuke forgot a lot of moves, but this bothered me because Sasuke's competency decreased as a result. In his previous fights against Deidara and Itachi, he showed a genius level of competency with layered planning. But then in this fight, in order to hype up Killer Bee, he doesn't do any of that. No ranged attacks, no layered plays, no Kirin. The story comes first, but at least keep the competency level consistent. Jujutsu Kaisen faces this criticism, undeservedly. You look at the final arc and there are insane levels of creativity and problem solving, but then there are still fans saying, why didn't this or why didn't that? JJK gets a pass from me because every character felt consistently competent and the direction that the fight went was very satisfying. Death Note is another great example. I see people saying that Light is dumb because they could have fixed the world with fewer kills. The problem is that A, such optimization would rob us of brilliant schemes and rivalries, and B, that's not Light's character. His goal was to become the god of the new world. His ego is out of control and is a consistent flaw. If his goal was just to fix the world, he wouldn't have been baited into killing L on TV. He says, I am justice. All of this was established in episode 2, yet there are still optimizers, to this day, arguing that Light was dumb. He made a mistake due to his well-established character flaw, and throughout the rest of the story, he's extremely competent at solving his problems. Because of that, I'm completely fine with him not optimizing the Death Note. The last argument is optimizing. My counter is the same as the videos. Each character has a brand, which includes their moveset. As long as their brand isn't negatively affecting them in the plot, then I think it's fine. Take World Trigger for example. There are characters that use only guns and characters that use only swords. Logically, it would make more sense for everyone to use guns, but then everyone would have the same brand. They'd all blend together. Because the branding is diverse, we can have a character that uses a scorpion, one that uses a double scorpion, one that uses Kogetsu, one that uses twin Kogetsus, one that uses a Ray Gust, and one that uses a Kogetsu and a Ray Gust. Each character having their different style of fighting is cool, and World Trigger supports this by making swordsmen just as competent as gunners. So even though it logically makes more sense to be a gunner in real life, in the World Trigger universe, gunners and swordsmen are equal, so there's no problem. There would be a problem if swordsmen were constantly being outperformed by gunners. Then you could ask, why is anyone choosing swordsmanship? This is even more important for superheroes because many of them come from their own comics where they have a brand. Crossovers don't change anything. The character is expected to maintain their brand in the crossover. I won't deny that it can be fun to see superheroes have their brands cross over, but save that for alternate universes. In conclusion, optimization isn't optimal because optimization places the fight or problem solving over the vision of the story. If writers put optimization first and let the story go in whatever direction it took them, the stories would be far inferior to the ones we get now. It is possible to plan an entire story based on the foundation of optimization, but that would have to be the plan from the start. Most writers don't care about optimization. They care about telling an impactful story.